And number 10. Let me write what we have. X to the third plus 5x to the second plus 6x equals x times x minus 1 times x plus 6 plus kx. It works for all x, all real x. And the question is, equation is true for all value of x. What is value of k in this case, right? With so many questions, this is typical identity equation, correct? But long way when you open parentheses and compare coefficients. But you can solve this problem like in 20 seconds. Shortcut. Remember, we did many times. Who would like to see how to solve it in 20 seconds, this problem? Many questions on the test in this way. Spend, just look at this. For all x, no restriction for x's. What is your goal? My goal to find k. And structure of this left and right part is very convenient, because if it works for any x and k isolated, not related to this group, I choose convenient value of x. For instance, x equals to 1. Let x equals to 1. If this is 1, 1 minus 1 is 0. This is 0. And this is k. K times 1. And this is 1 plus 5 plus 6, which is 12. And 12 equals to k. Okay, so we did many times. We look at this. When you have for all x's, it means choose convenient x. I can change to reasonable convenient, right? For instance, -6 works, but it's more calculation a little bit of this. Who understand up to this point? 100%. Keep in mind, test is time consuming, and if you solve few in seconds, and this is in seconds, this would be easy for you to go through these questions. Number 12. Again, my suggestion at home, solve everything analytically. And use decimals after this. First, analytical, develop your thinking skill. What is it? Y equals to -2x plus 10. And y equals to kx plus 10. If the given system equation k is constant, if the system has exactly one solution, what the following would be the value of k? It's also 10 seconds question. I just remind you a little bit introduction of this. After that, you solve in 2 seconds. We have, generally speaking, in linear equation, we have 3 situations. One situation when you have to graph, they have one solution, in this case A. Another case when you have two parallel lines and different y-intercept, they never intersect. There's no solutions. This is one, no solutions. Why? Because parallel lines never intersect. And eventually this is B. And case C, when these two lines coincide, the same line, they have the same slope and the same y-intercept. In this case, case C, we have an infinite set of solutions because any point on the graph simultaneously belongs to two of this line, to the same x and y. You know this. And the question is, if the given system constant, if the system has exactly one solution, to have one solution, they must be over there. It means the cage cannot be equals to -2. Because if equal to -2, it would be the same line and would be infinite set of solution. Because it would be the same line. You see this? -2x plus 10. Now look at multiple choice. What do you have in multiple choice? 1 is 1/2. Is it -2? No. Fine. 2, what is it? 2 Roman numeration is, what is it? 2. Is it -2? No. So both of them work. But without this explanation, if you look at this, it's obviously 5 sec. Both of them work because they're not equals to what? -2. Who understand this 100%? 100. Why Daniela does not prep? When I ask you who, raise your hand. Daniela K, please. If you have question, ask me. If you don't have question, you have 2 seconds to raise because my program AI is written by myself in my corporation for different many years with this program, and together with psychologists. And we also study your attention span over there. So 3 seconds, it means you're not listening. Only 2 seconds maximum. When I ask you who understand, 2 seconds. If you have question, ask me. It's it, easy, right? Hands down. Next, let me go through next question. Where you have most. Okay, for instance, number 17. On number 17, we have x minus 2 over x to the second power. And they give a different multiple choices. And here, this multiple choice. Which equation equivalent to this one? So it's it here. Let's use expanded form. Into the x squared minus 2 times x times 2 over x. I believe everybody knows this formula. And plus 4 over x squared. Now, I can simplify this and this. I can override this or this. X squared minus 4 plus 4 over x squared. Look into multiple choice. If I look multiple choice, it's straightforward. I want to change sign. How? Instead of negative 4, I plus 4 and minus 4. After that, I write this way. I have x squared plus 4 over x squared. And this minus 4 and this minus 4, because I added 4 and subtracted 4. It would be minus 8. Or these three terms is the same like x plus 2 over x to power 2 and minus 8. And you can check it. X squared, just check for yourself. Plus 2x times 2 over x plus 4 over x squared minus 8. Okay, and after simplification, and 4 minus 8, it will be negative 4. You'll get exactly the same what we had at the beginning. Simple, I just operate with the same formula, expanded form. Any questions? Evelyn, you have questions? You're raising hand? Again, don't be shy. If you have question, ask me. It's also not long question, right? It was 17. Okay, next. Next, few students ask number 19. What is 19? I refer to this picture we have. '19. So refer what we have, and this is 2, and this is shaded, and these Cartesian coordinates. And look at this, they get set of this. Since if you look on this graph and you have data, you can easily find the slope, like rise over run or y2 minus y1, x2 minus x1. And I don't have this grid, but if you take on this grid, the answer slope equals to negative 2. If you look at y-intercept, what is it, y-intercept here? It's also negative 2. I can write this equation of this line, negative 2x minus 2. But since this is shaded below this line, and this line is solid, I suppose to write inequality for this one like this. And this this line y equals to 2. This is solid line, and it's shaded below this line. It is less than 2. Now, in a few seconds, you can find this in multiple choice answers. To understand 100. So if they ask you, I just remind some of you, if they ask you, let's say, if they put like this, for instance, and this one, dashed line. In dashed line, you don't have equal sign. And this is supposed to be less or equal. But if you have dashed line, it would be only less. It's it. If you have any question, ask me. 21, few students, what is 21? In 21, a sector and we have a sector. This angle, central angle, theta, this theta equals to what? 1/2 radians, 1.2 radians. And this radius equals to 15. What the area of this sector? Remember, I wrote that did wrong, right? They did wrong this one. What the area? Yes, there is circle, definitely. So area equals 1/2 r squared theta. So radian is very convenient way of operating with all this problem. And just plug in. This is 15, and this is 1.2. Also a few seconds. Typical question from this test. The rule find area of this circle. Area circle is the fourth grade problem because area is pi r squared. Just plug in over there. They ask you, they meant sector for sure. You will not get for SAT find area of square of circle when you have radius. You understand this 100%. Everybody remember, put your hands down. Everybody remember what is radian, right? Yes, good. Radian is very convenient way, much better than this degrees. Very natural. Okay, this one, 21. Okay. Next question, ask 22. We did last time. I showed this PowerPoint, but let me remind very briefly, 22. Then we have two box and whisker plots. Schematically. Okay, what we have? Let's say this one. Box and whisker. This A is medium. And here class B. Class B. And this is B. Okay. The plot show the test score for class A, class B. Each box show the median, lower quartile, median, lower quartile, upper quartile for each class. Based on the box plot, which of the following statement is true? Well, median the same median. You have number line here. You can even see this median. It's like kind of 75. 75 more specifically in your handouts. Look at this handout. But standard deviation, what is standard deviation? So it's wider spread. It's wider spread, right, data? Standard deviation of class A is greater than the standard deviation of class B. Straightforward, box and whisker. So that answer is B as in boy. Who need to go through PowerPoint 5 minutes about both box and whisker next time? Nobody. You know this, right? This material for 7th grade. Also, a few steps. When you look at this, it's straight, everything is given here. And they don't ask you to count standard deviation. If you need this, I show how in Desmos use a function, right? SD, standard deviation. Next is 23 briefly. For 23, they give a square. And the dimension of the square is 20 feet. And set 1 foot equals to 0.304, this 1 foot, for 8 meters. Okay. And you have a tile, 2 square meters. This area tile, 2 meters to the second. How many boxes in each box, right? You need it to cover this. What are you supposed to do? Find area large, number of boxes, area large, divide by area tile. Don't forget area large, you have to multiply by this, put to the second power. Because everything's supposed to be in meters square. And this is 2. And don't forget to round. You must round, because if you buy in boxes, you can say, give me 7 and 1/3 of box. Easy. We did it many times, also a few second questions. Okay, this. Let me see a few more. Okay. $27. If to first ask me, you have x squared plus 10x plus y squared minus 8y plus 13 equals to k squared. XY plane, k is positive constant. And the radius equals to 8 of the circle. You have to find 8. You have to find k. Okay. Well, just a quick reminder, x minus h to the second plus y minus k to the second equals to r to the second. This equation of circle. H, k, coordinate of the center. So regroup and complete the squares. Let me write like this: x squared plus 10x plus 2 times 5, 25, and minus 25. And instead of this group, you can write x plus 5 to the second power plus y squared minus 8y plus 16 and minus 16 and plus 13. So instead of this, you can write y minus 4 to the second power. And what is left? Okay, that's going to find value of, I just checking this k, right? Well, if you -16 plus 13, -3, -3 minus plus -25, -28. And this equals to k to the second, right? Agree on this? So plus 28 and plus 28. And right part would be what? K squared plus 28. But according to this formula, what is right part? Is r squared. And r equals to 8. 8 to the second, which is 64. Minus 28 and minus 28. So far so good. When you subtract this, what do you get? K squared equals to 36. You take square root of both parts. And since k is positive, it would be 6. Who understands up to this point everything over this so far? If you have any question, then yell. I remember my 2 seconds rule. Ivan? Yes. Okay, some student ask about bathroom. Let me put this way. Put your hands down. I don't mind, but not too long. Hands down. You can go to the bathroom 2-3 minutes, come back and raise your hand and keep it raised, and we continue immediately, okay? Have a mark. Make a picture, first of all. This point A and this is mark. And it goes to half of this distance. This is B and this is the same. And this is C. Right? And what else do we know? And Lisa. $60 mph. The mark how many? 40 mph. And what the question? How many hours? And this is this and this is the same. And time total is 4 hours. Okay. And how many hours did Lisa drive? You can easily write this equation. You don't have this distance. Let's say this and this is the x. And time for Mark is x over 40. And time for Lisa is x over 60, because you know time is distance divided by rate. If you add them up, you get what? 4. And what they ask you to find? They ask you to find x over 60. This is my target. From this simple equation, you find x and plug in over there. Maybe too fast. Who need one more time explanation of this? Again, if you're too fast, ask me. Without hesitation, easy. This is time for this guy. Time for this. If you add them up, you get 4 hours. Simple linear equation. LCD is 120. Add fractions, find x, and plug in over there. That's it. Like in Moscow University, we did not solve problem up to the end. We just talk about problem. And problem were very challenging. We understand, we develop conceptual thinking, right? Because this is technique. Which grade can this equation be solved? In my academy, 4th and 5th grade solving, because they have in Mark Twain test this kind of very important conceptual thinking. Okay, but if too fast, don't be arrogant, ask me questions. Don't be shy, just type me or ask a question, you can go. You have to understand 100% everything. Okay, Next is few students ask number 7. Number 7. For less or equals to x, less or equals to 20, and x minus, not the other way around, x minus k less or equals to, what is it, b or h? B. A, b constant. What is value of k? I just remind you, this is one of the formula we did many times. For, it look like this. X minus xm less or equals to distance, to this distance. And that's one of this basic formula when you study tolerance and learning in university, right? How it works. So this is midpoint xm, and pretend I just make visualization. This is 20, and this is 4. And this is midpoint. xm equals 4 plus 20 divided by 2, which is 12. And this is 12. And this distance is, since this is 20, is 8. And this is, if you subtract 8, this is 4. And generally speaking, you have to, if they ask you a different question, to write this one minus 12 less than 8, less or equals to 8. This is a formula. It's 1 second problem because of the, what is it? What is k? K is midpoint. Okay, it's very important formula for tolerance. All engineering stuff based on this, because without this, you can assemble even this marker. When it has 2 pieces, you will not assemble them because they have different diameter. Diameter of this counting by these inequalities to fit to each other. Any questions, students? No questions. Again, if you noticed, this is few sec problem. Number 10. Probably I skip number 10. I return to number 10 on the screen because to draw this is wasting time. Don't forget, number 10 I show on the screen because it's already table. Put nota bene, number 10. Number 11. Number 11. X16 minus 1. And they provide which the following is not a factor. And they have a formula. A squared minus b squared equals to a minus b times a plus b. In addition, you have to know that a to power m times a to power n equals a m plus n. So factorize. It would be x to power 8 plus 1 multiplied by x to power 8 minus 1. The first factorization. or x plus 8, x to the power 8 plus 1, and this would be x to the power 4 plus 1 times x to the power 4 minus 1. Or factorize this one, x to the power 2 plus 1 times x. You can write all this stuff, what you have to the left. X to the power 2 minus 1. Or x plus 1 times x minus 1. And look at this. All of them, you in multiple choice, you have all of them. So the person who solved the problem is wrong. Neither one is good for this. So all of them factors. This wherever you have. Who understand this? Okay, this is not difficult. Ivan with me, Veronica. I made experiment. Last year I got tons of different resume. And since I'm too busy with my scientific projects, right? So my management, they provided some, examples of resume. And people asked to open center different places, like I had Manhattan, Queens, Boston, etc. They choose 7 people for curiosity. And what experiment I did? Out of these tons of different resume, they sent 7 to different people the same test for digital. Because after my presentation, if you watch this in Nobel Congress, I'm too busy with scientific project, right? I wanted to get nice professor if somebody pass. But for curiosity, they sent this test for many people, 7 people so far out of this bunch of. And for curiosity, they included 2 students with nice high school student who want to tutor, which is not acceptable, you know this. It's against my philosophy, just for curiosity. And even 1 person with bachelor, which is not acceptable. 1 person with masters, and the rest of them PhDs. In my academy, we had never had a masters, no. All of us, few PhDs. But just one of the statistics. You know result? And they evaluated with AI result, how they got score, what score they got. And one of condition was provide written explanation. And they put the results, evaluate from 1 to 10. Like you use here percentage, and they evaluate percentage 1 to 10 for quality of solution, for logic, and for explanation. So result, just a few words about this. Who think you're ready to put your hands down? Who think with your score you're ready to teach kids for digital SAT or anything? You honest people, yes. So result is explanation they provided, high school. My polite assistant, they give 1 instead of 0, because 0 is not polite, but actually 0. Garbage explanation, people don't know how to explain. And result average about what you had over there. And this test, written for one of the best tests, it has 7 mistakes. This test had 7 mistakes. They don't solve correctly. And some of these people, they get this test and they get the same mistakes. When I ask you, even you who study, you have correct answer for some of them. They cheated and they get the same result. As a result, I don't accept anybody. I don't like this result. If I don't believe in something, I can do this. So I rejected all of the 7 of them. I did it many times. Just waiting, maybe somebody will come. But teaching kids cannot teach kids. This is my deep understanding, because for teaching, you have to get a lot of education in these different classes. If they can teach, how they teach, what we expect from these kids. Only 20% of people, they know how to think conceptually. Only 20. And person who cannot teach, study or think conceptually, how can teach other students? This is idea. So this any test has a lot of mistakes. And many tutors, they do the same mistakes, which is not good. Then before to give this, I check by myself. What number I said next one is, it was 11. What next is? Number 12. In number 12, we take this one, mark. Probably this one. We have two cones. Two similar cones. One is small. Not this one. And one is bigger. And pretend it's similar. What we know about this area? Area 1 equals to 25. Volume 1 equals to 125. Volume 2 equals to 16. And what else? What is area of larger cone? Area 2 is a question mark. You can solve in 2 steps. Step number 1. If two solids are similar, then ratio of their volumes equal to the cube of linear ratio. Pretend this radius 1 and this radius 2. So volume 1 to volume 2 equals R1 to R2 to the third power. We did many times, you remember, if two solids are similar, ratio of their volume equals cube of linear ratio. To understand this, this is key thing. After this, just mechanics. Daniela? Good. So, and this equals to 125 over 216. Take cube roots of both parts. And you get R1 to R2 is like 5 over 6. It's step number 1. Step number 2. If two shapes are similar, these circles, then ratio of their areas equals to square of linear ratio. Area 1 is 25 over A2. Or R1 over R2 is 5 over 6. 5 over 6 to the second power, which is 25 over 36. Now A2 cross times 25 equals 25 times 36. Divide by 25 both parts. The answer is 36. Again, great formula helps you a lot. Remember in one of lecture, I told you how people build a Titanic for this movie Titanic based on this formula. Probably you remember this, right? Any questions, students? Just 2 steps. Okay, it was number 12. Let me cross it. Number 14. 14. You have Cartesian coordinates, and you have graph like this, kind of made it neatly. And this is a graph. And you have equation of this y equals to -1/2 plus kx minus 2. What the value of k? So you see they have one common point here, this graph. One solution when our discriminant, which is b squared minus 4ac, remember this everybody, right? Which is k to the second, I can write over there, k to the second minus 4 times -1/2 and times c times k, which is okay. This is AC times -2. Okay, so after simplification, what do you have? Cancel, and you have k squared minus 4. And this is supposed to be equals to 0. Only when discriminant equals to 0, it has one solution. So plus 4 and plus 4, you have k squared equals to 4. Take square root of both parts, and this is plus minus, and this is k, and this is plus minus 2. Do they specify value of k, positive or negative? No, they don't say. Well, to be sure, what is it? You know that x equals to -b/2a. I want to check value of this. Is it positive or negative? Or this is k over divided by 2b. Just a second. A or 2. Let me see what we have. Over to a. This would be what? Negative, negative, and you get what? You get k, and minus here, right? This is negative. So it would be from here k is less than 0. If k is less than 0, the answer is supposed to be only -2. Okay. Any questions? Don't forget to check if it's greater or equals to 0. Who understand up to this point 100%? Check value. Good, good, good. Next is number. It was number 14. Yes, 15. And number next very fast. Looking where you have more students. Number 17, probability. What we have? We have 7 green and 5 yellow. So 12 total. Okay, what the probability of drawing 2 balls without replacement? So without replacement, probability to get 2 green, for instance. The first time when you take it, you have 7 out of 12. You took the green, throw away, and we go the second times. Number of balls green decreased by 1 as well as total. Because it's without replacement. Who understand this 100%? No questions? Now, this case A. Case B. Consider 2 scenarios. Probability to get 2 yellow without replacement. We have 5 over 12 yellow. When you go and without, you throw away. And the second time you have 4 over 11. And 4 goes into 12 3 times. It would be 5 over 33. When you have probability, it's step number 1, step number 2, step number 3. Probability of case A and conjunctive B, you have to add them up. 22 plus 5 over 33. Think this 2 times 11 and this 3 times 11. That's why here is 3 and this is 2. Add them up, you get the answer. Who understand up to this point? 100% student, 100. Good, good, good. Probability. Next question, ask number 19. Number 19. You have f of x equals square root of 4x minus 8. Close this radical and plus 5. Okay. And you have g of x, this is given, equals to square root of 4 of x. And they ask you compare these 2 graphs. And you have shift to the right by 2 units, etc. If shoot to the right, you have to translation, you have to subtract 2. For instance, g of x minus 2 equals square root of 4 times x minus 2. Right? To the right, you translate, you subtract this. So far, so good? Okay. And the question, how they compare this, right? They ask you to compare this. Okay. And this originally, I skipped 4. I checking this. I skipped. This is 4. Okay. And what is it? This guy is the same like this guy. And I can write f of x equals g of x minus 2 and plus 5. Now, if you look at multiple choice, the graph, a horizontal shift, 2 right units, a vertical shift, 5 units, vertical shift. Who understand up to this point? Everything, students. Again, if you notice, majority of questions not difficult at all. We did many times the same stuff. Many times. Okay. Some student asked 21. 21. In 21. Brand new, you see. XY xy equals to cube root of 16. And x over y equals to 1 over 2 to power, I believe, 2 over 3. What the value of, and you have point AB. AB, this order pair, x, y, so you have to find y here. So far, so good. Let me, if you look at this, straightforward, you have to have the same base. It's the same like cube root of 2 to power 4, because 2 to the third power is 8. And just to remind you, notion of fraction power. A to power m over n equals nth root of a to power m, and back and forth. It's the same like 2 to power 4 over 3. And this is the same like 1 to power 2 over 3 is 1. It's the same like 1 divided by 2 over 3. 2 to power 2 over 3. Since you need to find y, if you multiply them, y disappears, so you have to divide them. I divide left part and right part. Look at this. X over y. Remember Kentucky chicken fried, keep change flip. X, y, keep like it is. Change division to multiplication, flip upside down. And instantly what? I cancel out x. And left part will be y squared. Right part is I use this formula, a to power m divided by a to power n, whatever. A m minus n. And it would be keep like it is, 2 to power 4 over 3. A little bit bigger. Change division to multiplication. And multiply, put upside down, flip 2 to power 2 over 3. After that, I use this formula. am times an plus n. It's the same like 2 to power 6 over 3, which is 2 to power 2. What we have? Y squared equals 2 to power 2. Take square root of both parts. And get y equals to 2. You can put plus minus, but they said positive, right? They said positive. Okay, they said positive, so y equals to 2. Actually, what I did, I just try to convert radical to fraction form of this. After that, one line. I just divide one line by another line. Who understands this 100%? Just mean person who solved, who created this test, he spent a lot of time for this problem, but this one line problem, very unprofessional. Just one line. This better. Next is 23, few students. 23. In 23, what we have? We have a cylinder. Then we have this cylinder. And what we know about this radius? 4 centimeters. And the height equals to 10 centimeters. What else? We know the density 2.5 grams per watt per cubic centimeters. Okay, what the mass of object? You have to find mass. Well, first of all, you can find volume of this. How to find volume? Pi r square times height, or pi times 4 to the second times 10. This volume. You can count using scientific calculator 314. And how to find mass? What is density, students? Density is mass divided by volume. So mass equals to volume times density. How to find mass? Mass equals to volume, this guy, volume, times density, this guy. Just multiply them. How to be sure that you did it correctly for this? Look at this, volume, how we check in science results. Volume, use square brackets, is cubic centimeters. This is volume. Density is gram divided by cubic centimeters. And after they cancel out, and results supposed to be gram, and this is mass. Easy, just one line. Who understand this 100%? 100%. I have a question for you. What if how to find density if the cylinder, instead of cylinder, I have some, I know, like you have celestial body or something like this, meteorite, right? This one. And we wonder what density is it. Any ideas how we can do this? Who will help me? How to find density of some object which is irregular shape. Any ideas? How? Do you know this brief story about Archimedes? This guy? Where is it? Archimedes. Let me show him. This one. See, Archimedes. Genius, Archimedes. He lived in Syracuse many hundreds years ago. And how this formula related to story, first story about this. When he lived in Syracuse, I need a little bit room here. I don't remember these names, I read it in childhood, but king of Syracuse, let me put this way, every city had at the time kings. He ordered a crown, let's say this crown for himself, made of gold. Okay, if you look at this. And he suspected that people, the person who prepared, he was nice professional, but he is cheating. He stole his gold. Gold was very expensive. And he invited Archimedes and said, can you figure out, is it gold or this not gold? At that time, they don't have this spectrometer analysis, no equipment. Imagine many hundreds years ago, nothing. It was crucial for this king. And he had no idea how to do this. It was sunny day, and his servant organized him bath, put water on this, and pretend this is him, Archimedes, right? Archimedes, his legs, whatever, nose. And he took this water, and some water dripped out of this bath. And he thought about this problem about crown day and night. And he got idea. He was so excited, so he jumped from the bed, ran into the street and said, Eureka, remember this? It's from here. How he did it? Look at this. He put a vessel like full of water, let's a pen, and this full of water, and put in this vessel crown. And this was inside of another container. And water drip out of this. According to his statement, and now we have water over there. His point is volume of this water equals to volume of this crown. So after that, he put a scale. At the time, he did not have electronic scale. He had scale like this, but pretty accurate. This kind, I don't know how to say it. This kind of scale. And he put crown over there, some weights here, and measure weight, mass. Let me put this. He measured mass of this crown. After that, when he divided this mass of this crown by volume of this water, which is equals to volume of this crown, he get density of this material, density of crown. Preliminary, he took a cylinder, or actually not cylinder, he put two prisms. One prism is gold, one is prism is silver. And let's put the next one is iron. And volume of this is volume of gold, this volume of silver, easy to count, length times width times height. And he get density for gold, density for silver, and let's say density for iron. If you Google, you can find for any substance you have density. After that, he compared this and this. Result was different. Not the same result. What assumption you can make from here, students? Any ideas? It was not made of pure gold. Gold was stolen. And this person who cheat, he got not nice sequences from this one. So don't think SAT is just pass the test. It's life. This is story, real story, by the way. Now what number it was, by the way? 20. Okay, not 20. Forget number, tell me. Oh, 23. Next, few more questions where you have difficulties. 24. You have a circle, tangent to both axes, and you have a point 6, negative 6, 3. What the equation of the circle? If you look at multiple choices, all questions build on this, let's say, form x plus 3 plus y minus 3 to the second equals to 9, etc. All of them have the same format. So let me make this circle. And this negative 6. And this is 3. And this point A, negative 6, 3. Why I decided to do this? Because everywhere, if you remember, x minus h to the second plus y minus k to the second equals to r squared. This is position of the circle, center. And from here, you can see the radius equals to 3. And this is answer. Just make a sketch, also a few seconds. Why not 4? Why not 7? Because there is only 3 in multiple choices. Who understand this 100%? Yes, absolutely, Daniela. A plus, smiley face. I will look yours. Okay, now you have a apparatus to check if you buy something in the store is real or fake. Good. Any questions for this? 24. Next question, ask 25. You have x squared minus kx plus k minus 2 equals to 0. R as a solution. And you have r plus s equals to 8. What is value of rs? You know, if it is solution, according to Francois Vieta theorem, it's like x1, x2. So r plus s equals to negative k, Francois Vieta, with opposite sign is k. And this is equals to 8. So k equals to 8 instantly, based on Francois Vieta theorem. Now, what is rs? According to the same theorem, rs supposed to be equals to value without x's, right? Agree? K minus 2. But since k equals to 8, is 8 minus 2, which is 6. Francois Vieta theorem is very powerful. One of my colleagues, I show this, he sent me a stamp, how he looked like. He lived in the 16th century. He sent me a picture of this, one mathematician from Kiev's University. He lived in the 16th century, he was accountant, but he loved math. And this is a stamp, Francois Vieta. He looked like this. Okay, next is 26, many students. In 26, we have a circle, kind of like this. Cartesian coordinates. And we have tangent. Let me use the ruler. Tangent to this. And I will make what? Perpendicular from here, preliminary. Okay, to this point of tangency. Letters 0. Let's say A, B, whatever we have, right? And this set graph y equals to negative 3 over 4x plus 9 is tangent. If this plus 9, this y-intercept, this is 9. And this piece is 9. Mx plus b. What else? You have to find a radius of circle. Okay. Let me take this equation and find this. And where is this? How we get this? When y equals to 0, right? So y equals to negative 3 over 4x plus 9 equals to 0. Minus 9 minus 9. Negative 3 over 4x equals to 9. Multiplied by negative 4 over 3, both parts. Reciprocal. Cancel, cancel. Minus here. 3 closer to 9 times 4, 12. Negative 12 equals to negative x, or x equals to 12. So this is 12. What is 12? 12 is the same like 3 times 4. What is 9? It's the same 3 times 3. Based on Pythagorean triples, you can easily find what? This is 5 times 3. It's actually better to write like this. 4 times 3, and this 5 times 3, which is 15. I know everything about this right triangle. Who understand this 100% so far? Everybody remember? Daniela? Daniela, hands up. Daniela. Pythagorean triples. And this radius. So this is one step. The second area of this triangle, AOB, equals, let's say, base 15 times r, base times height divided by 2. From another side, it's equals 9 times 12 divided the same triangle. Okay. From here, if you multiply both part by 2 over 15, cancel, 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 divide by 3, this is 3, this is 5, you have 36 over 5. This answers. Actual 2 steps. Typical question for many SATs. Who understand up to this point everything? Hands up, students. 2 seconds. Good. And finally, student asked about number 27. 27. Stay a few more minutes. I will finish this. Be sure that you 100% understand. In 27, just check if I wrote correctly. X to the third minus 2x to the second plus 4x minus k equals to x minus 1 times x squared plus ax plus b. What to find? What the value of b? B? Where is b? This b. It works for all x. I can apply the same approach because if we choose x equals to 1, I would eliminate this b. So what you have to do? Use distributive identity equation. You have x cubed plus ax squared plus bx minus x squared minus ax and minus b, or combine x cubed plus term with x to the second plus a minus 1 times x squared. Combine this plus b minus a times x minus b. So I open, make a square form right part, and now beneath of this I write this left part. The same powers. And based on symmetry, this the same, so this is the same, so a minus 1 equals to negative 2. They're the same, these coefficients. B minus a equals to 4. And k equals to b. Okay. So plus 1 and plus 1. A cancel out equals to negative 1. B minus 1 equals to 4. Plus 1 and plus 1. B equals to 5. And k equals to b equals to 5. So practically, I explained all most request questions for you. And did you find something unusual here, difficult? I sometimes surprised how you will not get perfect score for this question, because it's not difficult. You just don't have enough experience. That's my suggestion at home. Redo everything, redo entire test every time. And today, after my new meeting and lecture, I will send you another test. Do in those steps, plus student who did not send me. You must solve this test, make a picture or scan it, and send to our email. You have this email, this one, farber@gmail.com. Send before at least 1 day. In order I will check it, because if you send me without opportunity to check, System considers this is not a test at all. It put question mark and 0 next to your name, which is not fair. Nothing personal, but sometimes kids have temptation to increase scores. Only mathematicians, right? Scientists, we believe what we can measure. We can measure, you have the same, fine. So far, so good? Good, students. So let's have a goal. This group is supposed to get perfect or close to perfect score. This is very important, not difficult, it helps you a lot. I'm not sure this year I will have this scholarship or not, but just in case, you can look to our scholarship video. It depends on availability, but you can look at this YouTube, Facebook. Who would like to see any scholarship video from previous classes? We can send you to consider this, because to get to great colleges, you have to have 5-7 criteria. One of these is definitely academic, but this not enough. You have to be distinct compared to other people. In this case, we send you some videos for our internship. Keep in mind. Okay, let me give you homework. So I'm not promising to have this year because we booked completely. But this, one more thing, students. Who would like to have this video again if you send you a link, if you upload this video? Who would watch this from scratch? Okay, we'll send you a link for this video if quality is good. You do it again. And plus, do you prefer Facebook or YouTube? Who prefer Facebook? Raise it. Put your hands down. Down. Who prefer Facebook? Okay, few students. Put your hands down. Who prefer YouTube? More people. We'll send you both. You'll see if you upload. So for your homework,